Hello, everyone, and welcome to our EEP Power Up Deal Desk Thursday. So, Trevisa Financial, one thing about us is that no one serves first-time homebuyers better than we do. And with our innovative loan programs, we are striving to make homeownership a dream come true for everyone. This will help create and build generational wealth. A little bit about the special case of a government entity. What is EEP and how does it work? A governmental entity purchases a home selected by your homebuyer. And then simultaneously, the government entity, which is the Native American tribe, closes on an FHA loan while the homebuyer enters into a homeownership finance agreement with a memorandum that is recorded on title to secure the homebuyer's interest. The homebuyer can make improvements, remodels at their liking, and they will even receive a 1098 interest statement at the end of the year. A few of our EEP program highlights include 3.5% down for not only US citizens, but DACA, non-permanent resident aliens, and ITIN. We do allow for low and no credit scores. So we have credit scores that are down to 580, and we do allow alt trade lines to verify your trade lines. They don't have to be reported on credit. We have 3-month bank statement programs to income qualify for all ranges, self-employed, W-2, 1099, and the debt to income ratio is 50/60. There is no source or seasoning for funds to close. Gift is also okay. And with bankruptcies, if you have a home buyer that is currently in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, you can get the process started. They can pick out their home, and we just need to see that it's been discharged 1 day prior to closing. We can also do individuals that are currently in a Chapter 13. For our property types, all FHA allowed property types are allowed on our end, 1 to 2 units, PUD, condo, manufactured home. And then seller contributions up to 6% of the sales price. This really, you should utilize the seller contributions because it really helps lower your home buyer's funds to close. So in addition to, the many doc types we have, from the 3.5% down, ITIN, to 3 months bank statements for self-employed, W-2, 1099. It's also good for your seasonal gig workers, tips that aren't claimed. The gift funds are allowed, and pooled gift funds are allowed. The max DTI with that is 50/60, and 12 months clean verification of rent. So now if you look at the ITIN specific competitive market, you will see that we beat our competitors in down payment, number of bank statements, max DTI, credit score, no score. Most of the competitors are wanting anywhere from 15 to 20% down with 12 to 24 months bank statement, capped out at a 43% back end, and 700 plus credit scores. So definitely very competitive over here with our EEP program. So with our EEP program, we have a lot of support for you guys. We have not only our dedicated email address, which is eepquestions@Travisa Financial, but we also have our Ask EEP phone line. And in addition, we have wonderful support from the account executives, Ben and Norma, and wonderful operations support from Shari. And so we're definitely here to get you from point A to Z. We're not going to just, give you a username and password and hope that you make it. We're here for you for every step of the way. So I know one question that I do get is when you're submitting for a W-2 borrower, what is required? So we definitely want to have at least 1 month of pay stubs, the last year of W-2s. And then in addition to that, if you have the written verification of employment at that time, it is amazing to submit that at the time of submission, although that can be something that's conditioned for as long as you have the pay stubs and the W-2. One thing that is also huge is when you're submitting your EEP file, I know that a lot of times it's going to be a little bit, a little bit more tricky, or there's going to be a little bit more of a storyline versus a traditional mortgage product. And so if you could submit a letter of explanation or a note to us to give to the underwriter just to explain the income a little bit further, what you're looking at as far as if you're using bank statements, if they're, they're waitresses, and then they also get tips. So here's some pay stubs, and then also please look at the bank statements for tip income, different scenarios like that. Having a note or a cover letter that explains exactly what you're looking at and what you're trying to do, the underwriters love that because it helps them further underwrite and not have to suspense the file for more information. And then I have another question. My home buyer is looking at condos. Do they need to be FHA approved? Yes. Making sure, so when you have a potential purchase of a condo coming up, make sure that that condo is FHA approved. We don't want to go down the line and all of a sudden find out that it's not. So if you need our assistance in looking up to ensure that it's FHA approved, we're more than happy to help out and do that for you. But you definitely want to make sure that your condo is FHA approved. Great question. Thank you. So I have another question here. Is anything else required other than the property FHA appraisal? So yes, we do require the FHA appraisal. In addition, if the home is built in 1979 or older, then we do require a home inspection. And or if the appraisal comes back and the home inspection is in a condition C4 or higher. So, your home is built in, the home is built in 2000, the appraisal comes back and it's a C4, we're going to need to have a home inspection. And it's a really great idea to get that home inspection submitted as soon as possible so we can have the underwriter approve it, because there may be repairs that are required prior to closing. Even if your appraisal comes back as is, there may be some repairs that the underwriter might want to have completed prior to closing, and getting to know what those are as soon as possible to get those being worked on saves a lot of time. In addition, there are termite inspections. We follow the 35 states that VA requires. So let's remember that we have those termite inspections that could be required as well, depending on what state you're located in. Let's see, here's a question. I'm trying to get the client's documents together. Is there anything specific recommended with when I submit register that loan? We do have a checklist that we require to be submitted along with your documentations. The checklist is going to go over a great vast of documentation that is required. It also goes over different suggestions in case you may not have the specific items that are on the checklist. And then again, if you are working on the checklist, or you're working on getting it submitted and registered and you aren't quite sure on anything, we're here for you. So if you have any questions, you can email us, call us, you can reach out to your account executives. But along with that checklist, as I mentioned before, having the cover letter to us and the underwriter is a really great idea, just to explain the story of the loan. I know that that's what I've been calling it for years in this industry. I always say that every loan has a story. So you guys all may know the story, but sometimes if we don't know the story, or the underwriter doesn't know the story of the file, then that could cause delays. So knowing that is definitely important. We do not have a template for the cover letter. I think that because every situation is different, and it doesn't need to be, it can be very basic. You could just, pull up a Word document, or even send it in an email, whatever is easiest for you guys. But I can, if you all feel like a cover letter would be helpful, I can definitely reach out to operations and see if we can get a cover letter put together. So yeah, I'll reach out to them and see what their thoughts and concerns are, but otherwise just kind of a standard, Word or email format is sufficient enough. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and let you all go, and we'll see you Monday for our Scenario Monday, and have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you.